July 1st, 2026. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2002 chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. Almost looks like it's two legs up, maybe two legs down. And right now, it's still about 30 minutes before the close, and it's just kind of chopping sideways. There was no real economic data to really move the market. There was something at around 6 o'clock. I think it was the Fed chair came out and said something. And then right around 7 o'clock Pacific Standard, it was the manufacturing ISM PMI. Other than that, there was nothing else happening. I did find a couple of setups, and I took one, which is profitable. But other than that, there were some second entries, but I skipped them because they're either not setting up the way I like it, or it was a little ambiguous. So I'm gonna get into this charts right now. Pre-market looks like it's two legs down and one leg up. I mean, for the most part, you can say there's all kinds of choppy legs happening here, but it just looks like it's not really forming anything here. It pushes up, kind of a triple test here, but this is pre-market. I don't trade the pre-market. Flushes down. No clean second entries. It's just a little noisy. It's the low of day. Visually, looks like a first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. But in real time, this is very early to trust that I'm in a proper channel just yet. And the other thing that was holding me back was this isn't the correct signal bar color. It pushes up. It looks like it's moving sideways. You could say it's maybe new high, first entry long, but the count resets. But you could also say it's a second entry long. And if you did, it feels risky because this is the signal bar and you don't really have that much room before you hit the high side. And it looked like it already made two measured legs up. So I was looking for a higher low. You get a higher low here, but it does feel a little bit, it doesn't quite look right. It doesn't quite set up the way I like it. There is no, resistance up here, and that kind of gives me pause because I was thinking at the time this could be a range that it's getting pulled back into. So then it looks like kind of a shallow spike followed by a shallow channel. And no real second entries here. There's one here, first entry short, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. It's bouncing with a third touch confirmation of this green up channel, but it's far from the EMA. This is what it looks like in real time. I'm not the biggest fan of this just yet. I mean, I need another key entry point other than just a second entry. And even then, this could just be a first entry one leg down. So it leaves a little bit of ambiguity. Then prices move up, breaks through this area that I thought could have been a trading range because I thought this could have been the top of the trading range with somewhere down here being the low side. But I thought this might have been resistance, but prices never really respected it and just pushed up because this is right also when the ISM Manufacturing PMI came out. Pushes to the high side, kind of chops sideways. Again, nothing clean setting up. If you look at the size of this, is like a 5-point range roughly, and prices aren't obeying and respecting the top of the bottom of the range all that much. So it's just telling me just to sit and wait. Pushes down, pushes back up. Technically, if a new low, first entry short, second entry short. Yes, it is kind of at the highs, but I'm not sure if that right here was a low of the range or it's even lower here. In any case, this just felt like a riskier trade because there's a failed breakout here, and I'm thinking there could be a corresponding failed breakout on this side. Especially seeing this in real time, I'm thinking, what am I looking at? I'm not 100% sure. EMA isn't really a factor right now because it's just not reliable. Pushes down and pushes back up. Technically, have a new high here. First entry long pullback, second entry long. The problem with the second entry long is these two bars are inside to this, and both bars aren't very, very attractive. Like it's kind of red, then you got green. And it's not very decisive, so it's not something I like. Then it pushes back up. Technically, you have another new high. First entry long pullback, second entry long. Technically, your second entry long is here. It looks like it's visually 1, 2, and this is the wrong signal bar color. I don't have this green bar established yet when this candle prints. It gets established right up here, but even then, then it's too late for this trade. And I also see a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. Unfortunately, this is also the wrong signal bar color. If it was green, I think I would have been tempted to take this trade because it would have been first, second, triple, maybe even 4-touch bounce confirmation of this green channel up. But I didn't like it because it was red. waiting for a higher low. Higher low shows up here. By then, the previous candle already made a new high, so there's nothing there. Pushes the high side. This is the high of day, this blue line. The blue line just kind of tracks the high of day of the 1 day, not all-time highs. And it pushes down. Technically, you have a first entry long pullback, second entry, but it also looks like it's just one leg, first entry. But then you may get a second entry here, but in real time, I was also debating whether this is going to make one leg down, push up, and then make another second leg down, but I just didn't really like the setup right here, so I waited. Technically, you have first entry short. You have a second entry short here, but again, this is just a bad signal bar. It's just too clumped, too congested right here. So I'm just sitting on my hands waiting. It finally makes triple test here. They should have marked. But by the time this candle pushes up, taking any kind of trade feels risky into this potential resistance area of this range that I think might have been in play. It breaks out, it's a failed breakout here, pushes down, and it gives you a failed second entry short. Failed second entry short I called an almost trade because it's dancing right at the high of this. This could easily have been like a first entry short, visual first entry short, second entry short all the way back down to touch this low side. But it's also making the argument for failed second entry short. And it leaves me a little unsure because it did already touch the high. It could be the first attempt up, second attempt up after the break of this green up channel. So it could be trying to push to the high, but this kind of nonsense here is just making me a little cautious. So I'm not ready to go long here. Certainly not ready to go short here. So I'm waiting for either a confirmed higher low to confirm the second entry, technically second entry long here, or a failed second entry short. So looking for a higher low or a lower high pushing back down to potentially test the low side. So I'm looking for a couple of things to kind of determine the bias, but it never kind of gets there. It just kind of chops upwards. So clearly it's bullish, but it never sets up anything. It gives me an opportunity. Then it pushes down here. I had a few lines drawn at the time because I was trying to make this work. Initially had something like this. There was a break, tested low, and as it kept going, I eliminated this, and I thought it could have been a wider channel touching this to this to this, so it actually looks like it touches pretty well. Low side, I adjusted a few times. First it was here, looked like it's pretty good, break, and it kept going, and I thought maybe it's actually slightly lower, break, and then kind of reversed up. So I never had the trust on the low side of this yellow down channel, but it starts moving up on this green up channel. Now, by the technical count, you have a first entry short, second entry short. And that's why I call it a lower high. But I also saw it as visual first entry short pullback, second entry short. Now, I actually took this trade. It's a little more aggressive because the EMA isn't helping, so I'm not using it as a key entry point. But I'm thinking this yellow down channel, I had it in my mind that it might make another correspondingly large leg, or at least not necessarily the same size, but something, another attempt down. Because it looked like it was break, and then one attempt, and then also this orange down channel needs another leg down, it seemed, or to me. So it looks like it was break, one push down, pull back, second push down. And so here, when this is setting up, I thought there's more reasons to go short than to go long. Now, I call it aggressive because this is later in the day and usually around the 10 o'clock time frame at Pacific Standard. Starting from 6, I've already been staring at the chart for about 3 hours, in this case, almost 4. And I start to question my mental, pretty much my mental capacity. Is it exhausted? Am I looking at the chart right? Because I know the longer I stare, if I haven't taken a trade, especially on a day like today, I start feeling like I need to take a trade, or it doesn't really consciously hit my brain, like thinking I deliberately think I need to take a trade. But I think subconsciously I'm thinking, I'm getting a little antsy. I need to take a trade. And so that's kind of what I did. This isn't the best setup, but this is how I justified it. I said the break of the yellow down channel needs to test the low. Break of the green up channel has made one attempt down. It could make a second attempt up, but this has recovered more than 50%. I'm looking for a second leg down to this orange down channel. So I saw it's like visual first entry short, pull back second entry short. Also could be a lower high if you did the technical count. First entry short, second entry short pushback. This could be a lower high. It was engulfing the previous bar, so I entered one tick below, and then I got the 6 tick scalp. So it's kind of a long roundabout way of I was kind of looking for reasons to make a trade. Now that's not the best trading practice, but that's kind of what I was thinking honestly in real time. Thinking, oh, not thinking I need to justify. I'm just thinking, is there a trade here? Is there a trade here? And then probably in the more lower level back of my mind that wasn't really at the higher thinking level, I need to take a trade. So it pushes down, looks like it's moving down this channel, which I never colored in, gets choppy here. It's a new low. First entry short, I actually thought this is a better trade because it does look like it's kind of setting up similar to this, but this is a little bit more stronger close. But if I took this trade, and by this time I already knew, like I was questioning my thinking. By this time, if I did take this trade, I'd be sitting through this for about 4 or 5 minutes, and that would have made me, for sure, a little anxious. And it pushes down to here, pushes up, break. Oh, didn't mean to move that. Break, and it's starting to push back down. So there's almost like 3 repeat patterns I'm seeing. Big leg down, push up, another small leg, and then a lower high or second entry short. You have the big leg down, break up, kind of like a lower high or second entry short here. Big leg up here, break, first entry long, second entry long, but then these candles aren't setting up nicely. And then this one is a green bar. And it's like pushing down, and it's about like 15 more minutes till the close. So you're kind of walking away with one trade. It's profitable. It was in more of a danger zone, a personal danger zone for me because it's late in the day. It's a little bit riskier setup. It was, if I'm being honest, probably searching for all kinds of reasons to throw on this setup to justify the trade. And I think if this setup happened earlier, where I'm a little bit more sharp, more on top of it, I probably would have skipped it. So not the best trading practice, not the best form, but that's how it is. So hopefully that was helpful.